Welcome to tonight's Throwback Thursday race rewatch. We're going to do the 1994 Peoria Speedway Quincy Raceway Shootout. We'll watch all classes, but for the late models, there's a lot of talent in this late model field. You've got Ray Gus Jr. in the 75 Neltner's car. You got Gary Webb in his black 56. Rick Standridge in the 3 car. Jake Willard, Bear, Bob Woods, Todd Bennett, Junior Schuckel. I mean, it's Duke Jackson, Mark Bergtor from Quincy, Ryan Fergie from Quincy. I mean, it just keeps going on the names for this late model field. I'll start it in about 2 minutes. We'll start the racing. Just wanted to go live early just to get it going. If anybody wants to jump on the video chat with this, I can send you an invite in Messenger. And you can come on. You can talk racing with us if you want. Just let me know if you want to come on and talk. I think I heard a lot of good things when we had Ronnie McMahill on here, and Ronnie was talking about how racing was back then in the 90s to now, and how NASCAR, the different rules and the carburetor and the motor and the tires and how we started for lineups and the features. And looks like this video is about an hour and 40 minutes. So we'll be under 2 hours, which I like. I'm working with Ryan McQuarrie and Jason Fager. I think next week I may have them on here. Them two had a classic battle in the sportsman division in 2001. And I think they're going to come on during the feature of the sportsman class and watch it and talk about it with us. All right, when it hits 6 o'clock, I'll go ahead and start the video. But again, it's the 1994 Peoria Speedway Quincy Raceway Shootout. They would do a race at Peoria, and they would do a race in Quincy.
Armstrong on the outside of row number 1, driving car number 31 is Chad Shire. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 17 is Josh Alexander.
Some of these old videos have some weird sound to them. But you can hear Scott pretty good on who he's announcing for the street stock or for the bomber division at this time.
Row number 4 on the inside, driving car number 3 is Jim Dillon. On the outside of row number 4, driving car number 48 is Tommy Halpin. Row number 5
good luck down in Clarksville, Nick.
Is Coleman Alex. On the outside of row number 5 5 in the
I haven't been
104
down there in
Roger D.
probably,
Row number 6 on the
I think,
inside in the stop and access Jay Cervic and Stan
the last
Keating
year
in
I
the last
went,
position. Driving
Chris
car number
Osborne
7 is
wanted the
Dave
crate
Sweat.
late models. So there was no street stock division in '94. It was just bombers. Jim Dillon with his Dale Jarrett lookalike.
Steve Kelch representing the Peoria Journal-Star. Brady Moss of the Deacon Daily Times. Larry Bunce with the Mid-State Racing News. And also with us tonight, we'd like to welcome the Director of Competition for the Central Region of NASCAR, Mr. Jim Wilson, is with us tonight. So drivers, please be on your best behavior tonight. E-race number 1 in our Bombers division. How you doing, Jim? Good to see you. What brings you to Peoria?
I'm going to turn my sound down in case I was getting feedback from the video on my microphone.
We haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. E-race number 1 in our Bomber division. 5 laps in.
And right off the start. At one time in the bomber class, whenever they had a yellow flag, they would just keep racing. Or if there was a wreck on the track in the bomber class, at one point they would just keep racing. They wouldn't even throw a yellow.
Respond to the drowning.
How could this possibly be true?
Matthew, looking wonderful this evening. Thank you very much.
I hate that this does that. Okay, there we go. If I can't get with Ryan McQuarrie and Jason Fager next weekend, I think we'll do the John Hamilton Memorial from 1996. It's a NASCAR Busch All-Star Tour race. And it has some weekly divisions with, I think, the modifieds and street stocks ran that night. There was a couple tracks back in the day that if there was a wreck in the bomber class, they never threw a yellow. They just raced around it. I know Quincy did for sure. I remember some races at Quincy when that happened. The 104 car, that was always fast. It didn't matter who drove it. As for Quincy cars that showed up for the late models, I don't think there was very many of them. I know Mark Bergtorf was there, Ryan Fergie was there, and I think it was Jason Crickbaum out of Hannibal, Missouri. I think a couple of the modified guys showed up. I think one or two of that. I do have one from Quincy where a bunch of the Peoria guys did go over to Quincy and raced over there.
In the number 2 position, the 104 of Roger D. And your winner of E-Race number 1 in our Bomber division. Driving car number 31 as Sonata, Illinois, winning his very first E-Race of the season here at the Peoria Speedway. About a great victory for Chad Shire.
I do have some videos from like the 1990s. The Bombers were doing standing starts. 3 wide standing starts.
In the 31F, and I'm sure many, many more to come. Our next event, we race number 2 in our bomber division, also 5 laps in distance. Starting on the front row, pole position, driving car number 77 is Scott Rhodes. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 95 is Josh Nelton. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 36 is Ed Fisher. On the outside of row number 2, driving car number 31 is David Dunbar. Row number 3 on the inside, driving car number 71 is Jeff Schaub. On the outside of row number 3, driving car number 22 is Chuck Barnes Jr.
We have a cash row that came in. Eric is in the late model division in this class, or in this video. I believe he was in his black, white, and red 18K for this one.
And starting in that last position, driving the K9 is Keith Soles.
This heat race has some pretty good ones. You got Scott Rhodes, Eddie Fisher, Wally Zander, Dan Goebel, Bob Goodman. You've seen Eric came in, Eric Cashagro. Good to see him on here. Eric spent a lot of years at Peoria racing. Tony Fisher, he was another good one. He had a good bomber and sportsman. Won some modified races. He did good in all 3 classes. Good battle with Tony Fisher, Eddie Fisher, and Tony and Eric Fisher, both Fishers had a good race right there. Eddie Fisher and Tony Fisher, good racing. Yeah, Bob Goodman was in there, but he didn't. That was Eddie Fisher. That was racing with Tony. Bob Goodman got 3rd in that heat race.
And your winner of heat race number 2 in our bomber division, driving car number 32D from Bartonville, sponsored by Cartville, Real Signs, Quality Drywall Systems.
Ron Bolander's another one that was in here for the late models. Jerry Reeder. I think Roger Rebholz was in here, but he had a blue and white car is what Roger had.
And now we move on to our sportsman division, the first of 2 10-lap heat racing events. Starting on the front row, pole position, driving car number 21 is Dan Kemper. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 38 is John Orr. Row number 2 on the inside in the 007 is Dave Scout. On the outside of row number 2 in the F13 is Don Traver. Row number 3 on the inside inside, driving car number 42 is Doug Seeger. On the outside of row number 3, driving car number 58 is Daryl Rose. Row number 4 on the inside, driving car 97 is Charlie Hess. On the outside of row number 4, driving car number 3 is Tony Sharp.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube, and
I'll have to look about going premium
background play,
so we
so
don't have
you can
these
watch
ads anymore. This was 1994, Levi.
Heroes number 1 in our sportsman division. Dan Gilbert out of that number 1 position. In the number 3 position, the car 42 of Doug Seeger.
Yeah, Doug Feger, Daryl Rose, Charlie Hess. Charlie Hess is the blue and white car on the top side.
Doug Seeger now swings to the inside of turn number 4, and he'll be slipped. Out of the 38 of John Moore, they head into turn number 1. Doug Seeger now side by side with the 38 as they head into turn number 3.
The 3 car is Tony Sharp. That's Toby's cousin. Each week we'll jump from somewhere different. I've got videos from the 1990, from as early as 1990 right now to 2003, I believe. But the races in 2002 and 2003, those are over 2 hours long, so I'm probably not going to get into those ones. But I know I've got Illinois State Championship races for the late models from 1990, I think 91. There's only a couple of years I was missing. I know I've got 95 and 96, 97. I've got the modified 100-lapper from 1997.
Sportsman division, also 10 laps in distance. Starting on the front row, pole position. Driving car number 21J is James Menno. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 9W is Brad Willis. Row number 2 on the inside in the 82 is Stanley Musgrave. On the outside of row number 2 in the F16 is Bob Durr. Row number 3 on the inside, driving car number 7 in that last position. Driving car number 80 is Tony Monroe.
This is another good stacked heat race for the sportsman class right here. Stanley Musgrave and Reeder and Plummer, Brad Willis.
James Miller, Brad Willis up there in row number 1. Stanley Musgrave, Bob Durr in row number 2. Larry Reeder Jr., Jason Plummer, row number 3. Tony Monroe in row number 4.
Reeder Jr. was just smooth.
Finishing in the 4th position, the car 80 of Tony Monroe. In the 3rd spot, the 82 of Stanley Musgrave. In the number 2 position, the car 65 of Larry Reeder Jr. And your winner of race number 2 in our sportsman division, driving car number 21J, sponsored by Big Old Rip Station, Karen McClellan, State Farm Agent, Prospect Eye Care and B&G Electrical Rebuilders. Not a great big hand for James Mennel.
Pretty sure that's J.R. McMahill.
And now we move on to our open wheel modified division, the first of 2 10-lap heat racing events. Starting on the front row pole position in the S2 is Bill Siegel. On the outside of row number 1, driving car 55 is Dylan Pennycup. Row number 2 on the inside in the 69 is Chuck Taylor. On the outside of row number 2, driving the 55B is Keith Pennycup. Row number 3 on the inside, driving car number 33 is Robbie Roberts. On the outside of row number 3, driving car number 5 is Joe Wyatt. Row number 4 on the inside, driving car number 3 is Toby Shutt. On the outside of row number 4 in the 3M is J.R. McMahill. Row number 5 on the inside, driving car number 72 is Rich Lewis. With the yellow light on over in turn number 3, we're looking for that green flag as they hit on turn number 4.
They are already making his way through the field. Hard to catch Darren Pennycuff when he, well, we're running yellow. So when Pennycuff's out front, it's kind of hard to catch him. With 5 laps remaining, Darren Pennycuff in the 55 in the number 1 position, right behind him, the 3M of J.R. McMahill, who last week won our mid-season championship in our modified division. We got one more modified heat race, and I think they jump into three late model heat races. I think 3 or 4. I've watched this one other time.
Finishing in the fourth position, the car 72 of Rich Lewis. In the third spot, the car 5, Joe Wyatt. In the number 2 position, the 55, Dylan Pennicup. And your winner of E-Race number 1 in our modified division, driving the 3F from Tivoli. Sponsored by RC Motorsports, Neil Lollipops, McMahon Lollipops, the Boring Paint Company, Automotive Machine, River City Towing, Peoria Truck Wrecking, Steelers Hydraulics, J&S Motorsports Collectibles, and Cardsville USA at Great Big Ham. Virtually on McMahon. Our next event, heat race number 2 in our open wheel modified division. Starting on the front row pole position, driving car number 22 is Jeff Maher. On the outside of row number 1 in the C24 is Carl Seeger. Row number 2 on the inside in the 11B is Glennie Irvin. On the outside of row number 2, driving car number 7 is Rodney Bowman. Row number 3 on the inside. On the inside of row number 3, driving car number 40 is Jerry Rowland. On the outside of row number 3 in the 23T is Billy Tuckwell. Row number 4 on the inside in the 03 is Rick Wages. On the outside, driving car number 77K is Kevin Sheff, and starting in that last position, driving car number 32 is Glenn Benson. Laps complete, 7 laps remaining. Once again, we look for that green flag as they head out of turn number 4.
modified heat winners were J.R. McMahill and Rockin' Rodney.
Finishing in the fourth position, the car 30 of Joey Rowland. In the third spot, the 23T of Billy Buckwell. In the number 2 position, the 03 of Rick Wages. And your winner of heat race number 2 in our open wheel modified division, driving car number 7 from Mapleton, sponsored by Cubans Interior Finishing, Lagondola Spaghetti House, Gardner Water Hose, the Bartonville Bank, Right Saddle Body, RC Motorsports, Tono Glasgow, and Warren Dance, attorney at law. How about a great big hand for Rockin' Rodney Bowman? Our next event, heat race number 1 in our late model division, 10 laps in distance. Starting on the front row, pole position, driving car number 8 is Phil Emery. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 82 is Vinny Gray. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 1 is Dan Bennett. On the outside of row number 2, in the 6H is John Hamilton. Row number 3 on the inside, driving car number 84 is Don Bolander. On the outside of row number 3, in the 1X is Mike Cochran. Row number 4 on the inside, driving car number 54 is Ryan Fergie. And starting in that last position, driving car number 84X is Alan May. To start at the back of the pack. That means Vinny Gray up into that number 1 position on the outside of row number 1, the number 1, Dan Bennett.
That's something you never see Don Bolander do very often.
Our next event, heat race number 2 in our late model division. Top 4 finishers will qualify for our 50-lap late model feature event. Starting on the front row pole position, driving car number 65 is Jerry Reeder Jr. On the outside of row number 1, driving car number 3 is Rick Sandridge. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 14 is Duke Jackson. On the outside of row number 2, in the S10 is Frank Schickel Jr. Row number 3 on the inside in the 23W is Bob Wood. On the outside of row number 3, driving car 32 is Jake Willard. Row number 4 on the inside, driving car number 75 is Ray Gus Jr. And starting in that last position, driving car number 56 is Jerry Webb. Heat number 2 in our late model division. Top 4 finishers will qualify for our 50-lap late model feature event. Rick Sandridge, Duke Jackson up there in row number 1, Frank Schickel Jr., Bob Wood in row 2, Jake Willard, Ray Gus Jr. in row 3, and Jerry Webb starting in row number 4.
All the feature wins just in this heat race is ridiculous. Got Duke Jackson, Jake Willard, Bob Woods, Gus Jr., and Webb all right there battling. All the feature wins combined just for each of these drivers, it's got to be well over 800 feature wins with all these drivers combined. Junior Schickel breaks. We got Stanbridge out front, Bear in second, Gus Jr. in third, and Webb in fourth. Big Jake Willard back there in fifth. Denny Gray picked up heat race 1, Rick Stanbridge heat race 2. Randy, didn't Rick Standridge win the Summer Nationals in your guys' car? He was the Summer National champion.
Bomber drivers, your semi-feature will be next. Bombers, your semi-feature will be
Oh,
next.
I can see Eric Castro's car. Steve Lance Jr., Rob Holtz.
Row number 3 on the inside is the 18K is Eric Cashgrove. On the outside of row number 3 in the P2 is Todd Bennett. Starting in that last position, driving car number 7 is Mark Bergdorf.
So Mark Bergdorf, he's from Quincy. He's been a NASCAR regional champion. He's won multiple IMCA national late model championships. IMCA Deary Brother Championships. I think he's like a 13 or 14-time Quincy track champion. He was pretty big in the late 90s, well, mid 90s to early 2000s. When we did a Hot Lap Heroes go-kart thing over in Quincy, he came over and I think he was second and a half faster than everybody else on the go-kart track. Even with the nose folded under, Cashgrove's making a run up there through the bottom. We had Denny Gray, Rick Standridge, and Todd Bennett picking up the late model heat race wins. Modifieds, we had J.R. McMahill and Rockin' Rodney.
Finishing in the fourth position, the car 15 of Rich Shannon Jr. In the third spot, the car 7 of Mark Burkmiller. In the number 2 position, the car 18 Toy out Eric Cashagro.
Sportsman's, I believe, was James Minnell and Doug Feger.
And your winner of race number 3 in our late model division, driving the T2 from Peoria, sponsored by RC Motorsports, Ray Dennison Chevrolet, Gustaf Racing Engines, Rockies on Farmington Road, Ace Used Auto Parts and Lights Auto Body. How about a great big hand for Todd Bennett? Starting on the front row, pole position, driving car number 7 is Dave Sweat. On the outside of row number 1, driving car 22 is Chuck Burns Jr. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 17 is Josh Alexander. On the outside of row number 2, driving car number 31 is David Dunbar. Row number 3 on the inside in the 7X is Dave Turbett. On the outside of row number 3, driving car 71 is Jeff Shaw. Row number 4 on the inside in the 80W is Fred Clark. On the outside, driving car 21 is George Armstrong. Starting in the last position, driving car number 95 is Josh Melton.
Clean, moisturizing hair care isn't a myth. It's native shampoo and conditioner.
I think it's one bomber B main and then one late model B main, and jump right into the 4 features. I said the video is like an hour and 39 minutes, and we're already at 54. So the features shouldn't take all that long, honestly. Rich, this is 1994. We just had the bomber class, the sportsmen's, the modifieds, and the late models. People are always asking if Peoria is still racing. Yes, we're still racing. We actually start our first play day March 22nd. Our second one is March 29th. And we have opening night the first weekend in April. We're off the second weekend of April for the Illini 100 at Farmer City. And we come back the third weekend with the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial for modifieds. And then April... How's it going to tell me Peoria Speedway website? Let me check the date on this one, because we come out with for the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial April 19th, I believe.
Finishing in the 4th position, the car 71 of Jeff Shaw. In the 3rd spot, the car 7X of Dave Turbett. In the number 2 position, the car 31 of David Dunbar.
And we come back with our 4th annual Gary Swibel Memorial. 5,098 to win the Mars late models, and 2,098 to win the Mars modifieds. That'll be a big weekend. That's a good weekend to come out and watch. So yeah, April 26th is our Gary Swibel Memorial, 5,098 to win the Mars late models. and 2,098 to win the Mars Modifieds. The support classes will be B Mods, Hornets, and the KB Auto Parts Kid Mods. We have like 13 Kid Mod races at Peoria. Last year we averaged around 10. This year I know of a couple more, but we had a couple move up. For preseason registration, I've had I think about 11 cars that have registered already for the Kid Mods. The thing that's only really changed schedule-wise from the past, from the 90s and 2000s to now, is we take Memorial Day weekend off, we take Labor Day weekend off, 4th of July weekend off. Like I said, we take April 12th off for the Illini 100. We take off July 26th for the PDC. We've always taken September 6th off for the World 100. At the end of the year, we have the Derek Roberts Memorial for Modifieds in September. And then the 70th Annual Illinois State Championship, Hamilton Memorial. That's to honor Chuck, Hank, Sherry, Jonathan, all of them. That's a Mars late model race with Modifieds, B Mods, Hornets, and Kid Mods that night also. And we end our year Saturday, September 27th with the season championship. That's all classes that night. We are actually one of the only racetracks that are still at $12 to get in for the grandstands on weekly shows. Like most of the other tracks have bumped up to 15, we're down to 12 still. Pit passes are they're 35, I believe, for weekly shows. I've heard tracks are going even higher than that this year. Yeah, so Kid Mods, you don't have to be a business to sponsor it. I'm just looking for, so our Kid Mod class, the drivers get in free, and Noah Fall actually started this deal where he would come and he would sponsor money every night for the Kid Mods, and they'd be split evenly. And then when Kendall moved up, another parent or a grandparent, Bill Gray, he came out with an actual payout for the Kid Mods. So the track doesn't pay out; it's all sponsor money, and all the sponsor money we get goes straight to the kids. The track doesn't keep any of it; it all goes straight to the kids. It's $500 to sponsor them for the night. That will get you your name on the check. You could carry the American flag for the national anthem. You could be the pace truck for the Kid Mod feature. If you are a small business and you want to set a table up in the grandstands to hand out stuff, you can do that. But then for the Gary Swibel Memorial, which I'll be getting with Cole here shortly, and we'll be getting on the Peoria Speedway live show on a Monday night. We do Fast Time Award for that night. We do Hard Charger Award. We raise money to pay the top 3 in heat races. We do a Longest Haul Award. We do Hard Charger, and then we usually try to do lap money. Yeah, Goodman up there in the middle, Dan Goebel up there on the high side. Wally Zander on the bottom, Eddie Fisher on the bottom, Tony Fisher on the bottom. Like, I'm not sure if this is the same car, but I'm pretty sure if it is, Wally Zander drove that car all the way up until early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, before 2010, before he actually switched over to a built chassis.
And your winner of our 10-lap Bomber features and driving car number 02 from Metamora, sponsored by Sue's Place and Village Motors. How about a great big hand for Coleman Alex?
I couldn't really understand Scott on who that driver was. This was before we moved up here. We didn't move up here till October of '94, so the race season was just ending up here.
Our Peoria Cruising late model shootout number 2, dash for dash. 3 cars from each Speedway, the top 3 in points. 6 cars for 6 laps in our shootout dash for dash. How about everybody standing up? Let's cheer these top 6 drivers as they head out of turn 4. Stand up and wave at all these guys as they pass out at turn 4.
I don't know if I would have put that 11 car back up there on the front after we spun out at the start of the last heat race. We got Jason Crickbaum, Todd Bennett, Ryan Fergie, Mike Cochran, Mark Bergtorf, and Big Jake Willert. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, that was before we moved up here. I knew the late model and modified guys and a lot of the sportsman guys. And then some of the bomber guys from when we moved up here in '95, a lot of them are still racing. That's why I like going back and seeing some of these older videos. That and like some of the late model guys or modified guys, you're seeing them in the street stock or sportsman class or Eric, what do you do these days since you are not racing anymore? What do you do for fun?
Finishing in the 6th position, the car 54
The Dash for Cash is something we were doing for the Gary Swabble Memorial before Mars came along. Mars does not do a dash, so we had to cut that out of our program for the Gary Swabble Memorial. I think the last one we did, it paid like $500 to win. Second got 300. Third was 200. And then I think it paid like $100 to start the match. So James Mill won the heat race, and he's starting dead last in the feature. That has to be because of the NASCAR, how NASCAR did this back then. But it was Doug Feger and James Mill who won the Sportsman heat races. Which Doug Feger started in like the third row, so. Our 2025 season will be here before we know it. Like I said, I think the first practice is March 22nd. Opening night is, let's see, opening night is April 5th. And we're off April 12th. We come back April 19th at the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial. Says the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial is 2,064 to win. We come back Saturday, April 26th with the Gary Swabble Memorial, 5,098 to win the Mars Late Model Feature, 2,098 to win the Mars Modifieds. Support classes are B Mods, Hornets, and KB Auto Parts Kid Mods. The big one that's been a big event for us the last couple of years is Saturday, May 10th, is our mental health awareness in memory of Glenn Thompson and the ones we have lost. We pay $1,400 to win in every single class, well, except for the kid mods. And it's still regular costing into the grandstands. It's $12 to get into the grandstands that night, $35 at the pit gate. Saturday, May 31st, we got the MOA 410 sprint cars with the Mara midgets. Then we're racing modifieds, B mods, Hornets, and our Reeser Lawn Care Kid mods. June 12th is our UMP Summer Nationals with modifieds, B mods, and Hornets. If you're a motorcycle fan, we got a 2-day show in July with the Missions Foods Flat Track Motorcycle Series. It's the Peoria Classic. It's a new series for the flat track, and they just had a race in Florida, and they had over 700 entries for it. And this year is also the 70th annual Illinois State Championship Hamilton Memorial. We're honoring Hank, Chuck, Sherry, and Jonathan on that night. That is a Mars late model race, 5,000 to win. Something I'm trying to do for this Illinois State Championship this year is I'm trying to get any past champion, Dick Taylor, Tom Rinks, Steve Frazee, Rick Standridge, Todd Bennett, since he is no longer racing. Todd is a car owner for his stepson, Brayton Wallace. This is going to be a good finish to the Sportsman feature right here. Ray Gush Jr., Gary Webb, Junior Schickel, Mike Cochran. We're trying to get all these guys to come for the Illinois State Championship and get a couple trucks to take them around the track for the national anthem. And the 70th annual is a pretty big deal. Not a lot of races have stuck around that long. All right, looks like they're jumping into the late model feature and then the modified feature after.
Let's everybody stand up and salute our late model drivers in our Peoria late model shootout number 2. Everybody stand up and cheer for your former late model drivers as they pass out of turn number 4. Our salute to all of our late model drivers.
Looks like Ray Gush Jr. and Gary Webb starting on the front row of this. Webb and Gus, they checked out right now. Eric Cashgrove's in third, Dan Bennett fourth, Bob Air Woods in fifth, Todd Bennett in sixth. Looks like Herb Shannon Jr. in seventh and Mike Cochran in eighth. Looks like they're getting ready to put Duke Jackson from Iowa a lap down. They already put Jason Crickbaum and Alan May down the lap. And Don Bolander down a lap now, and looks like Ryan Fergie and Hamilton. Junior's looking for a place to go to get around the web and lap traffic here. Bolander's down a lap. Looks like they're getting ready to do John Hamilton next. We got Hamilton on the bottom and Fergie up top. So Webb and Gus got somewhere every lane they're running unless they try the middle here. Oh, John Hamilton into the mine tire. This is also before they put lap cars to the back of the field too. So you got Webb and Gus out front here, and then Eric Castro, who's running third, has like 3 or 4 lap cars in between him and Gus. Now Webb and Gus got open track here. Third, fourth, and fifth, you got Cassie Grove on the bottom, Bear in the middle, and Todd's up there on the top side. Now Bear goes up to the top. I honestly wish late models still looked like this. This was my favorite era of late model bodies. I'll get with Jason Fager and Ryan McQuarrie this weekend to see if they're able to make next Thursday. If they do make next Thursday, we're going to do a video from 2001. If they cannot make it, we're going to do the 1996 John Hamilton Memorial. It's the first one. It'll be the NASCAR Busch All-Star Tour. NASCAR Busch All-Star Tour was kind of wild. They did two heat races with 15 to 20 cars in each heat race. So the late model heat races, you're going to see 15 to 20 cars in them. I think they were 15 lap heat races too, so and it was weird back then because they would time trial, but they wouldn't start straight up from time trials. They would invert the number for, it was like 10 or 8 or 10. They would invert. So fast time would start 8th or 10th. We still got Webb out front, Gus Jr. in second, Cassie Grove is still running third. Gus keeps giving Webb battles here and there for that lead. Looks like Bob Woods is still up there in fourth. Bob the Bear. Man, he was a good guy. My Uncle Jimmy and Uncle Pete helped work on Bears cars. And I'd say it's probably 89 and 90. It was when he had an all-white car with some blue and orange, or orange and blue lettering. It was before he went and drove the number 3 car. think that's, can't see the best, but that's Roger Rebholz on the bottom and Eric Cashigrove in the middle. Steve Lance Jr. all the way up there on the top. Lance Jr. and Rebholz are lap cars. Bolander, he's up there on the top side. He's a lap car also. This is a battle for third right here between Cashigrove and Bear. Russ is right there. Last lap. What? Washed to that. Red pulls that one off. Like Bear got Cashigrove at the line. Your top four is at least Gary Webb, Ray Gus Jr., Bob the Bear Wood, and Eric Cashigrove. Couldn't tell who fifth was.
Driving car number 54 was Ryan Fergie. In the ninth spot, driving car 82, Danny Grove.
Raising up.
Position, driving car 32, Jake Willard. In the 7th spot, in the 1X, Mike Cochran. In the 6th position, number 7, Matt Burchett. In the 5th spot, the T2 of Todd Bennett. In the 4th position, the 18K of Eric Cashable. In the 3rd spot, the 23W of Bob Wood. In the runner-up position, the 75 of Ray Gus Jr. And your winner of our 50 laps, Peoria Quincy Late Model Shootout number 2, driving car number 56 from Davenport, Iowa. About a great big win for Jerry Webb. Okay, everybody, now bleachers, let's stand up and salute all of our modified drivers as they pass out of turn number 4.
Looks like we got Pennycuff and Danny, or might be Chuck Taylor up there. Pennycuff and Chuck Taylor on the front row, it looks like. Andy Irvin, Rockin' Rodney in the second row, Robbie Robbins, Gary Woolen, Bill Wyatt, and Billy Tuckwell. Gary Woolen's trying to make that high side work. Wages, he's in the 03 car, the red white one underneath Rodney Coleman. They actually had Danny Irvin. He filled in for Scott Schultz announcing at Peoria last season. Aaron McMahon's starting to come up to the field also, though. Got Darren Pennycup on the bottom still. Wages, he's been committed to the high side, but just dug down to the bottom. So that's the door on Pennycup. Got Danny Irvin in the 11, Gary Woolen in the 40, Willie Tuckwell in the 23T. Rick Wages on Moline picks up the modified feature warning. Again, so next week it's either going to be a race from 2001 or we are going to do the first annual John Hamilton Memorial NASCAR Busch All-Star Tour from 1996. I don't think any of the qualifying is on the video, so we'll jump straight into the heat races. The Busch All-Star Tour was different. They did 2 heat races at 15 to 20 cars apiece and 15 lap heat races. And they did 1 B main. And their features were 50 laps. I think the modifieds and either the bombers or the street stocks were the support classes.
And your winner of our 20-lap open-wheel modified feature event, driving car number 02 from Moline, Illinois, as he takes off his helmet and climbs out of his car. I want to go big hand for Rick Wages.
All right, and that will do it for tonight's Throwback Thursday rewatch. And join us Monday for the Peoria Speedway live show. I'm going to have it's going to be part 2 of our Peoria Speedway 2024 track champions. We're going to have Barry Sauter, Matt Mackey, and our kid mod, Zeke Williamson. They will be our guests for Monday night. That'll be at 7 o'clock on Monday. So, all right, thanks for joining in tonight, guys. We'll see you on Monday, if not Monday, next Thursday.